Queens High School. Hey, you there, Terravada? Would you mind turning off the space stove inside the house, please? I do it myself, but I really got my hands full right now. Sure thing. I'm not gonna know what it looks like, am I? Did you say stove? What even is a space stove anyway? Wow, this house looks a whole lot like the one in the actual Fate Stay Night series. I'm sorry, Ishtar. I know this is supposed to be a happy day, but first I must apologize. If you're watching this now, then I am almost certainly dead. I know I promised to reveal something spectacular to you on your 14th birthday, and I had been so excited to do so. But it seems I won't be able to make good on that promise anymore. Again, I'm sorry. Is that Space Ishtar's father? Yeah, Tokiomi. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of time. It won't be long before he gets here. Also, he looks very different. As I suspected, it seems he wasn't funding my research out of appreciation for the arts after all, so I want you to listen to me very closely, without going off on wild flights of fancy that most teenagers fall prey to. The truth is, I'm not your real father, and you are no ordinary servant. Yeah, go figure. I know I told you that you were a divine spirit, sir, but you aren't. You may think you're a normal person, but you're actually a goddess, a real honest-to-goodness goddess. You're what he's coming for, Ishtar. You're a one-half goddess divided into her good and evil side, so I want you to leave this planet, hide your name, and live a good, simple life. Oh, and one last thing. Happy 14th birthday, Ren. For your present, I'm giving you something you've always wanted. The mana. Once this is all blown over, I hope you'll go on to explore the universe as an academic just like you told me you would. So it was you, Murunanori. This is not what we agreed upon, Professor Tokiomi. As I recall, our funding was contingent upon you turning all that you discovered into the ancient ruins over to us. But it seems not only did you fail to disclose all your findings, you also wasted a considerable amount of my time. The punishment for breaking a contract with us is death. Now if you'll excuse us, we'll collect the goddess's legacy and be on our way. You lot have no idea what you're messing with. You can't let her wake up. If you do, she'll send this universe back to the Stone Age. Come now, is that a joke? You say that as though you yourself haven't kept her awake all this time. No matter, if the legend does turn out to be true, well, that will be most gratifying in its own right. Space Shinka Giryu has long wished for nothing more than to attain a state of nothingness, but if we cannot reach it now, we should be able to see where it lies once we reduce the rest of the universe to nothingness. That's horrible. You'll destroy the whole universe to make up for your own deficiencies? Indeed it is. When you get right down to it, this world is nothing more than all of us foisting our own ugly natures upon one another. Commander, we found the vessel in question in a hidden basement chamber. Good. Carry her carefully. Remember, she will one day surpass me and become our new leader. Indeed, she must surpass me. No normal sword would ever cut the universe itself. Okay. Tokiomi, again, died with barely defending himself. Welcome back. Hope you didn't feel like I was treating you like a maid or something. Anyway, thanks to you taking care of all that for me, I was able to finish up tuning up the Mana's new engine perfectly. Now we can go after Space Shinka Giryu's fortress anytime we like. But first, I need to take care of this little problem in my hometown. You'll help me out with that too, right, Terravada? Sure. What, not exciting enough for you? Come on, you can deal with it. It's not like it'll take long. Or what, are you disappointed to find out that what really goes on in prestigious schools for young ladies? Well, excuse me for not being all frail and dainty. So, hey. What's up? Can I ask you what your father was like? My father? Where'd that come from? Oh, I get it. You got curious about my home life now that you've been in my old house, huh? Well, father's name was Tokiomi, and from what I can tell, his fellow professors all thought he was kind of eccentric. He loved fieldwork more than anything, and he spent pretty much half his life exploring old ruins. He was a meritocrat with very high standards, both for himself and others, and he could come off as kind of a hard-ass. But deep down, he was really just a big softy, a lifelong bachelor who valued peace over profits. Okay. Tokiomi was married. Does that mean you're adopted? Nope, I'm Professor Tokiomi's one and only daughter, no matter what anyone says. Wait, Is the sudden interest because you want to introduce yourself to him? Followed by, say, asking his permission to marry me? Really, you wouldn't mind if I did? Huh? You're serious? You don't look like you're kidding. Please tell me you're just a really good actor. There you guys are. I was wondering where you were taking a break. And what's this, gazing longingly into each other's eyes, Ari? I smell hanky-panky. But I'm afraid I'll have to wait. X just sent a message saying she found the dean's office. Thanks for saving me from that situation. This 14-year-old was fucking coming on to me. I swear, this school's the worst. I'm sure you already realized this yourself, Terra, since you helped me out with this decoy stuff. But it turns out all the teachers have been replaced with machines pretending to be servants. Oh, so that's why this seems so off. Gotcha, Miss Jaguar must have instinctively noticed that, or something. She really is the last bastion of the school I remember. This place is lucky to have her. So does this mean the dean's a robot too, like Master Babbagin? I can imagine him saying, according to my calculations, the only one who can be called sabers are those originally belonging to the saber class. Babbagin would never say something like that. Never mind that what he wouldn't say. The important thing is that we have to get to the dean's office. We can settle this once and for all. Once we get there. I've definitely never seen a dean's office like this before. Yep, definitely inhuman. I don't even know what this... Cogs? Good day, Mr. Dean. Is now a good time to discuss your educational policies? Very well. You're not on my appointment schedule for today, but I've still been expecting you. My ears popping. Wow, they really didn't skip on the mecha part. Student ID, bunch of X's. Ishtar, truant, numerous unsubmitted assignments. Noted problem child, but still officially enrolled. I therefore recognize you as one of our students. Good morning. I have no record of summoning here, so it would seem this is an unplanned visit. State your business. Well, sir, I have some questions I was hoping you could answer. Permission to ask questions granted. Why'd you make such drastic changes to the Queen's traditions? I expect what you consider to be traditions are actually customs such as spending one's youth running around aimlessly and expanding one's excess energy in the violent athletic competitions commonly known as sports. I excise those traditions because I deem them to be irrational, detrimental behaviors. In keeping with this, I fired the former faculty for their incurable need to adhere to these outmoded traditions. Alright, then what about the girls you took away on some so-called summer school program? Where are they? Our students agreed to abide by the school's policy when they enrolled. In spite of their agreement to do so, some students have failed to abide by our rules. Specifically, they refused to wear their saber badges in accordance with our dress code. I therefore determined they required remedial education and compelled them to go to an appropriate training ground. And where is it? We have many such training grounds, so it will take some time to answer that question. As for the curriculum they are studying at their training ground, I have entrusted the matter entirely to the charity organization Space Shinkagiryu. I knew that Space Shinkagiryu was behind all this. Alright, last question. Are you a member of Space Shinkagiryu too? Yes, I am one of the 6 blades and gear in the machine that is institutional education. I am the monstrous sword of overwhelming vitality. I'm Zhang Yu. Student ID, I have been ordered to capture and transport your companion. As head of the school, I demand you submit your companion to me in a swift and timely manner. Sorry, Dean, I'll just have one more assignment I never turned in. I'm sorry to hear that, student. Ishtar, very well then. I hereby suspend you indefinitely for refusing to comply with the Dean. You will also be turning in a 20-page essay on your rule breaking after surrendering the catalyst. Fine by me, though I'd hate to get expelled for punching the Dean in his stupid mechanical face. Hold it? That voice? Question mark? Jaguar? I heard the whole thing! Miss Jaguar? Your faculty ID... Will you shut up already, you overgrown bucket of bolts? Bucket of bolts? I was willing to chalk up your new, harsher policies to a simpler difference of opinion, but how dare you ship my precious cadets off for unreasonably harsh training session in some outsider's hands. I don't care if the Board of Education gave you a free pass to handle student discipline how you like. Nobody does that to my students and gets away with it. So what I'm trying to say here is... Die, robot man, die! Monkey hate the robots, robot hate the monkeys. Okay. Let's use fucking an archer, I guess. What knocks these saber badges off is so arbitrary. I think it has something to do with whatever class, primary card that class uses. I was going up against the bounty hunter target, Martha, and knocked it off with a quick card. I'm like, well, crap. And all the berserkers get knocked off by buster cards. So I just have to avoid using a buster card for this fight. But he's in a villager, isn't he? I think. We'll find out. Let's just try not to hit him with a buster card, and if something else knocks it off, we'll just deal with that. Okay, so far we've only hit him with arts cards, so how's this gonna turn out? Okay, don't hit him with Buster. Works out because he weakens Buster card effectiveness anyway, so... okay, looks like we are hitting him with a Buster. Presidential? I thought you were the dean. Oh, his badge didn't get knocked off. That's cool. How long are we not even using our phantasms? Oh, okay. Booyah! All functions shutting down, sending final report to headquarters. If the ritual at the ancient shrine succeeds, then Space Shinkageria will assume control of the Servantverse. I foresaw that having my students change their class to Saber would be the best way to ensure their futures. But I see now that I was being narrow-minded and failed to account for individual freedom. I can only conclude that my predictive capabilities had flaws in which I was unaware. I guess he was just trying to do what he thought was right. I certainly didn't care for his plan to turn all servants into sabers, but it's nice to see at least one normal sword fighter among the 6 blades. I don't know if I'd call that a giant mechanical half-man, half-horse thing with 6 arms normal. Anyway, this ought to get the queens back to normal, so that's what a little detour taken care of. We still have a good way to go to reach Space Shinkageria's home base. As you're all gonna die right here, there'll be no further need to concern yourselves with your trip. Well, darn. Huh? A distortion in space-time, the kind you only see for individual warps. Get back to her, something's headed our way. Oh yeah, isn't it, her? Yeah, there we go. How dare you speak about me that way? I'm not some thing. I'm Ashtart, the 376th leader of the Space Shinkageria. Remember that, you barbaric bounty hunter? So that's the leader of Space Shinkageria. She really does look just like Ishtar. You have it backwards, Cretan. She's the one who looks like me. Go on then, Ishtar. That katana of yours isn't just for show, right? So draw it. Though, of course... I can't imagine you know how to use it, seeing how you grew up in a pathetic backwater school like this. Is she changing her clothes, or is she just lighting up? It's such a drastic change to me, I can't tell. That's the Space Shinkigyo katana that killed Father. And we're here. It's actually pretty smart about spreading the love around, huh? You fucking asshole. I hate to admit it, but I can't hold a candle to her. What a joke. In here I thought you would at least put a halfway decent fight up. I suppose it's the best my good half can do, being the evil half my drive, skill, and training all wildly surpass yours. I'm frankly embarrassed that you and I are two halves of a whole. Huh? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I don't even know who the hell you are. Oh, don't worry, I'm in the same boat. If I'd known you existed, I'd have ended you ages ago. Only one of us can become the primordial goddess, and you better believe it's gonna be me. Now then, long time no see, Master of Earth. I commend you for managing to escape from Dark Mana. It was very clever of you thinking on your feet like that. What? But this little adventure of yours ends now. This time I'm going to ensure you become my catalyst. Alright, come along. I'm willing to return you to your own world once I'm done with you. Though, of course, I can't promise I'll be able to return you in the same state you are now. If you're lucky, you won't be sucked so dry people could mistake you for a mummy. Why, you? Who do you think you are, saying shit like that with my face? Why do you keep calling Terrorata a catalyst? What are you planning to do with her? Exactly what I said. That Earth thing is going to be the stepping stone I need to reach my true form. Or perhaps I should say our true form, since I'm sure some part of you understands just as well as I do. You didn't want to let her go because even you sensed you needed her. It's not like that at all. We're just kind of wound up traveling together. The masses who once existed in this universe served as some beings far greater than themselves. Their blood, their soul, their very existence is meant to bring back what was lost. And weak and powerless as she may be, that girl from Earth is still a master. Her life will be the catalyst that awakens the primordial goddess from her long slumber. Cut the crap. The long and short of it is that you're gonna kill her, aren't you? Now that's a bit more like it. Not a bad step-in for someone on her last legs. But unfortunately for you, that's the best you can do. Now then, I think that's as good a time as any to reduce my good half to good quarters. Back up. Would you say Tarawada was weak and powerless? There's one thing I can't stand. Stuck-up arrogant bitches like you. Go on, show this bitch how amazing you are. Yeah, command spell? I don't think that would actually help in the fight we just had. At all. Though you were the only one that did any damage. Now take this! What just... You really are a master, aren't you? What am I saying? Of course you are. That's the whole reason I brought you here. Looks like I'm out of time. Right now, cheating the laws of the shiny blue galaxy like this is the best we can do. Alright, I'll let you take care of the catalyst for me just a while longer. Besides, she'll never be able to return to her original world as long as I'm around. Whether the Space Shinkagiryu captures you, or whether you make your way to me, it'll all be the same in the end. I just hope you're able to put up a little more fight next time. That's 2 command spells gone. I'm down to 1. Canonically here. Unless in Fate Grand Order they actually do regenerate. Who was that girl with the katana? Your little sister or something? Whoever she was, she scared the bejesus out of me. But anyway, my potential lingering trauma aside, the good news is that this closes the case once and for all. Thanks for all your help, everyone. Now Queens can go back to the way it was, or maybe it's gotten rid of the old ways for good. Either way, times changed, it's just the way it is. All I can do is keep whipping my cadets into shape until they graduate as proper servants. That goes for you too, Ishtar. Me, but I just got suspended indefinitely, even before I assaulted the dean. That never happened, you're an innocent woman. Plus, I distinctly remember it was Miss Jaguar who dealt the finishing blow anyway. Is that what that booyah thing was about? See it now. Booyah. If you ever want to come back, there will always be a seat for you open in my classroom. It's just not the same without the Red Devil there to liven things up. I could especially use your help whipping the cadets into shape next time. For the next... What the fuck? In time for the next exhibition matches with our rival school. What's this? What's this, Ishtar? Does this mean you were a rough and tumble gal even when you were into Queens? And here I remember you complaining all the time about how you never had to carry anything heavier than gemstones before when you first started bounty hunting. It wasn't a big deal, they were just some friendly games. I used to play for some of the Queen's sports teams like Space Tennis and Space Karuta. That's all. Anyway, thank you for the kind words, Miss Jaguar. I really appreciate that. I can't promise I'll come back soon since there's something I have to do right now, but someday I'd like that. I see, well, whatever it is, I can see it must be really important to you. Alright then, off with you, 76th Queen Devil. Wait, Reed Student Council President? I don't know who you're after or what you're planning to do, but whatever it is, give them Xinjiao hell. No way, I never would have expected you to be the Student Council President. You love how I misread words, right? And then I just finish the sentence on my own. Figured, expected you to be. Figured you turned into expected you to be. Okay, Mana's back up and running, so we're nearly ready to infiltrate Space Shinkagiryu's base. But before that, I thought we should have a little heart-to-heart, since I'm sure you have some questions for me. Yeah, I was wondering about the connection you have to Ashtart. You and me both. That said, at this point, I can kind of piece things together. It seems pretty clear that we're kind of like sisters. Never mind that we only just met. Anyway, I grew up here, and she was brought up by the Space Shinkagiryu. I'm pretty sure that's all there is to it. You know that you're one half of a goddess? Kinda. I've always been able to sense a kind of wall between me and everyone else since I was little. I thought I'd be pretty shocked when Father confessed to me that I wasn't really his daughter. But I ended up just rolling with it like it was happening to someone else. When he told me... Space Ishtar's 14th birthday. I'm home, Father, and more beautiful than ever. So hey now, that's my 14th birthday, what's this big secret you gotta tell me? Ishtar, thank goodness you're okay. Huh? Father, what happened? Are you okay? please, I need you to calm down and listen to me. I have so much to tell you in precious little time. The truth is, I'm not your real father. You're half of the goddess core I found in an ancient shrine, a core which had been divided into good and evil. You're not a divine spirit servant. You are, in truth, one half of a genuine goddess. Come on, father, don't be ridiculous. You're, well, my father. I'm going to take over for you when... Yes, that remains still just as true as ever, even if you are the incarnation of a primordial goddess. As long as you consider me your father, you will always be my daughter. No matter what sort of impenetrable barriers our past, our history may hold. Those aren't for you to worry about. You're my daughter, and you have your whole life ahead of you. Unfortunately, I don't think the Space Shinkagiri is going to see it that way. There's no telling what the man who wounded me with his katana would do if he found you. So you need to leave this planet and hide where he'll never find you. And if the day should come whenever this universe turns red, I want you to do what you know is right. For I believe in you, and I know that you will make the right choice. Oh yes, there's still one more thing I need to tell you. It's been wonderful being your father. Happy birthday, Green. Come on, Father, wake up. Please open your eyes again, Father. Father! Anyhow, it doesn't matter who I am, right? Father once told me the only thing that determines whether I'm a god or a human is how I feel about it. So yes, I might be one half of a goddess, but I'm also Professor Tokiomi's daughter, a good Ishtar. The important thing is that I'm a pseudo-servant who really truly believes herself to be a real servant. All that said, I'm not about to give up on avenging my father anytime soon. It's the whole reason I learned how to use a katana. I knew that if I used the same weapon my father's killer did, I'd be sure to run into him someday. The main reason I volunteered to be your bodyguard back on Texas Beyond is because the Space Shinkagiri were after you. I figured that if I stuck with you, I'd finally be able to avenge him. And yes, that's still true. But now the most important reason I'm staying with you is because I want to help you get back home. I feel like it's my responsibility. Of course, part of that is because I despise Ashtar with every fiber of my being, and I refuse to let her get her way. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, will you continue to travel with me just like we have been? I won't deny that I've been taking advantage of you all this time. Hell, I have every intention of doing so again in the future. But even so, will you trust me? Will you protect me until this is all over, Master? Of course, pretty sure you're protecting